Fulbright Friday here with your co-host
LP
and LT. We hope you're doing well. It's exciting. It's another Friday.
and it's the start of June.
Yeah, happy June.
Happy June, which brings to mind vacation, time in the sun.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
I am headed out on Saturday for a week-long beach vacation. Very
lucky
excited.
for you, your ideal trip.
It's my ideal trip.
Yeah. Speaking of ideal trips, what would be your
Nice segue.
anti-ideal trip?
Okay, so what we're going to talk about, LP, is what is your number one worst ideal trip?
Okay.
Okay, so there are a lot of people that love to do things, and sometimes I'm like, that does not sound like a good vacation to me. So our viewers are probably interested in what we consider the worst ideal trip. Do you have anything that comes to mind? Because I know straight away.
Well, you go first then if it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful, because I have a thing where I hate Disney World, but I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about how those dreams were crushed later. What I can't...
It's not a small world after all.
It's not a small world. It's actually... Well, anyway.
It's a smelly, hot...
nasty, waiting in line all the
Children's
time.
screaming world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my world. So essentially one of the things that people love to do that I've done once and will never do again, and that is the worst ideal vacation, was cruise.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, that's why I told you should have gone first.
No, because like this is my thought about a cruise.
Great.
Like in some ways, it's an ideal trip. You get to relax. You hang out at the pool. Like they play like the drums.
When did they ever play drums in a pool on a cruise? Are you in the
on
Caribbean?
the top, like the Caribbean.
Yeah, but I've never seen live drum
Okay,
playing.
well on the cruise, the couple cruises
whatever.
I've been on, they've played drums. So in some ways it's great, but you're in a traveling city and everything is like created for you. It's a very curated experience and superficial experience.
My two problems with cruises are, number one, I don't like to talk to people I don't know, like on
that could be
vacation.
a problem
Because they sit you down.
with the other table.
Yeah, and like some people really get into it. They're like, I'm going on a cruise so I can meet other people. And I'm like, no, I'm going on a
Or you
cruise to
could
get
get
away from people.
You could get norovirus too.
And the other thing has to do with
Is
food.
norovirus.
Norovirus. And also buffets. I don't like buffets. I don't like people at buffets. I don't like buffets. I don't like buffets. Every meal's a buffet on a cruise.
Yeah. So maybe not cruises, but any other kind of...
We're in agreement.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
The
on this
ideal
one.
worst vacation?
Yeah.
The cruise.
Now on to our social media segment of our broadcast, and we go over to LT in the social media room to provide us with some content. LT?
Oh. Thank you, LP. We do have a lot of tweets today, but I'm going to pick the tweet that I think would be most helpful for us to actually discuss. Okay, so looks like J.K. Rawlings asks us if, actually she says, what's the most important part of the application? Question. What's the most important part of the application? Let's chat about that.
Let's thank, what was it, KJ? JK?
Oh, I forgot what it is.
JK?
JK.
JK. Just kidding. But thank you, JK, for that delightful tweet.
What's the most important part? Go.
Well, all
of
application
it.
is important.
Outside of all of it.
Okay, besides that, really letters of rec and then the essays. The two essays are going to be a critical part of your application. So let's break that down.
Yeah, we have two essays. No matter what grant you apply for, you're required to submit two written pieces. One is the statement of grant purpose. The other is the personal statement. Typically, the statement of grant purpose is a little bit different depending upon the grant type. There's more similarity in the personal statements, but there's a lot to that. So instead of getting into all that right here, we encourage you to sign up for one of the essay strategy writing webinars that will be happening later on this month and throughout July. So check out the links to sign up for essay writing tips, practices, strategies by following the newsletter to the bottom, Eventbrite, sign up. But anything like you want to tell them, like some top tips on essay writing when it comes to either of the statements?
Well, personal statement is where you're providing insight into what makes you tick, what got you to this point. Whereas the statement of grant is where you're getting into the nitty-gritty of the grant you're applying to. So the research and study grants, obviously that's where you're laying out your research project or your rationale for pursuing this study program, what you'll be doing. So actually statement of grant is more like what you'll be doing on the grant, and the personal statement is more like what got you to this point, who you are. So that's kind of help you differentiate, especially for ETA grants, which I think that can be a bit more tricky to figure out what goes in what. But once again, we're your consigliaries, your application strategists, we'll help you figure it out.
Yep. Sign up for webinar.
Welcome to our hot tips and country highlights segment.
Yay!
Yay!
Hot tips and country
Hot
highlights.
tips. What happened to our globe? We're like missing
We
our
don't
globe
need
now.
to be globed today. Whoa. Little technical difficulties.
I always
Okay.
want to be one of those people like spins a sign, you know, like while
Yeah,
they're
that's
waiting.
good. Like, go far is this way. People have a hard time, like, figuring out where go far is. So
It takes a lot of arm strength to do that continuously.
This is our sign back.
Okay.
Good. All right,
Anyway.
so, ooh,
Oh, don't.
no India.
No India.
Can you find it? Where are we gonna go? Close your eyes.
Aha!
Oh, super excited to talk about Germany. Okay, what should we know about Germany, Laura?
Well, Germany has 3 different types of grants. ETA, as we all know, and actually
Ooh.
has a huge ETA program.
Stop clapping at everything. I'm like a seal. Yes,
Oh,
Germany! 140 grants! Okay,
140 grants. That's huge.
that's like, I think,
Is that
the highest number.
biggest? That's
Mhm.
like the biggest ETA.
Yeah, so that means 140 opportunities.
Right, to
This
be
is-
picked. And what's cool about the ETA grants in Germany, actually, for people who are interested in migrant or refugee studies, Germany has set aside 20 of those 140 grants to be part of a diversity initiative, which means you'd be placed in a school that is has a high percentage of minorities or refugees who are in the area. So if you're really interested in that, that would be
Yeah, check it out.
a great opportunity. They also have 65 open study.
That's huge too.
Grants?
That's probably the biggest as well for
That's
independent
also,
research.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
And with this one, you can either enroll as a degree-seeking student at an institution or propose your own research project, perhaps join a research institute as
Mhm.
part of the team.
So tons of options. Germany's definitely one to consider. Note about language.
You do need to have intermediate German proficiency for any of these.
Okay. Yeah. And if you have questions about what that means, let us know. But definitely, Germany is really, really favorable.
It's great.
The odds are in your favor.
One last note, that if you have a journalism background, we also want to talk to you about a Germany opportunity, not a German. It is in German.
All right. So we've made it to the exciting time of our program where
Exciting times.
Very exciting time. We get to answer questions from our fan club. It's Friday Fulbright fan club time. However, not yet. Before we get into the answering questions from the fans that we have out there, we have
And our 3 subscribers.
We have 3 subscribers. It's really exciting. Very excited about that. But we have a competition coming up. And
We do.
Our fans out there can win prizes. So tell us about how they might be able to
So
win a prize.
folks, you can win Georgetown swag.
Really good stuff.
Really good swag. Really good swag. Really good stuff and swag. By creating your Embark online application.
Yep.
By June 13th, which is a Wednesday by noon.
You'll be automatically placed in a drawing. So if you go in and you start your Embark application by selecting Georgetown as your endorsing institution, we'll see that you've registered.
Question 3.
And then your name will automatically be placed in our drawing to win one of 3 prizes. They're really cool, so go do that. The deadline again is when?
Wednesday, June 13th at noon, and then on our June 15th show, we will announce the winners.
Yep.
Multiple winners, so get your
Get registered.
application
Okay.
started. Okay.
All right, so now. Oh, I'll let you draw this time.
Okay.
That'll be exciting.
Okay, what is this? What weird or useless talent do you have?
Oh, it can be weird and useless. It
It
can
can
be
both.
weird or
Extra
useless.
points if it's weird and
A
useless.
talent?
Your talent.
Oh God.
Do you not have talents?
I mean, you go first then. Weird or useless?
Weird or useless talent. Well, I used to have really long hair, and I'd pull like my hair forward and kind of like,
Make a mustache?
kind of. But that was like long ago, so I can't really count that anymore. But I can do this with my thumbs.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is kind of weird and useless because what do you do with this? Though I used to play cello, and I didn't play it. I don't think you're supposed to go like this, and I would always go like this.
Because you've got a.
Because my
Wow, you're like
joints.
double jointed on your
Yeah,
thumb.
isn't that weird?
Yeah, I mean, this is something everybody can do, so it's not weird, but it's totally useless. Is roll your tongue.
Oh yeah.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. Would you mean like do like the? Yeah, I can do that.
I mean,
I thought you
maybe
meant, like-
do it on the camera, but okay.
Okay. We've already like really
I know this episode is just
gone downhill.
okay. Any other weird or useless talents you have?
I'm trying to think. I'm flat-footed, but that's not a talent. And that's
It's
just
weird. It's not a talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talent like would indicate abilities.
Yeah. I guess we just don't have that many abilities.
Yeah, like no abilities. Besides advising really, really well.
Yeah, I'm curious what useless talents our fans out there have. If
Yeah,
you want to just
that's
like let us know, just keep us occupied and interested.
They're probably more weird and more useless than
what we have just
could
provided.
determine. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I can do?
What?
I can crunch and slurp ice at the same time.
Oh, we already discussed I can't stand.
I can't stand. Okay. Bye. Should we end? We should just end. Okay, we're ending today. Bye.